Hello everyone. Say anything to anybody?
Hello.
Well, I just saw the end of the game. It was 1-0 when I sat down to have breakfast. And Mexico gave up a very bad goal at the end of the game to lose 2-0. Okay, I came to enjoy a coffee and some boudin. It's the first time I've seen it. Well, I haven't been looking, but today I was so hungry that I stopped in the panaderia, and for the first time they had boudin, which is like a bread pudding, or a I forget what it is in English. Bread, yeah, bread pudding, right, or something like that. It's delicious, especially with a coffee. All right, definitely inflation, because this year it was 13 pesos. I think it was 10 last time, but we'll see. So it's basted in like a miel. I doubt it's real honey, but get some raisins, bread. Obviously, it's not super sweet. They don't put a ton of sugar in this. But it's too big for my mouth, so. Happy Saturday, everybody. Today is I think it's the 26th of November, 2022. Back at my fountain here. Just finished eating the boudin with my coffee. And, in researching this second book I'm writing, some information came to me about a TV series from 1978, an English show called The Sandbaggers, written by Ian McIntosh. And obviously James Bond was around back then, but this was a different take. This was probably a more realistic look, and some people have called this the most realistic spy series ever on TV. 3 seasons. First season had 6 episodes, 7 episodes in the second, 6 in the third, and then it stopped running because the guy who created the series, he was 39 years old. He was an officer in the Royal Navy, if I remember correctly, and him and one of his best friends, who was a captain with British Airways, and that guy's girlfriend, they were flying a light plane over the Gulf of Alaska, is what I think it said when I read it. And they went down, supposedly, and never found a trace of them. And there's a lot of speculation because of the type of plane it was, and the fact that these two guys had experience, especially the guy who was flying. They think that he may have defected to it was the Soviet Union back then. And today you would think there'd be some records you could find, because Soviet Union fell apart and became Russia. And I'm sure somebody would be able to find that if they were interested. But because he died, they stopped running the series, and I guess he had written a series before that called Warships or something like that, which was very successful as well. And it's not a spy series that's a shoot 'em up like James Bond, where he gets the girl and he's drinking and he's gambling and he's having chase scenes and killing each other. There's a little bit of that, but it's mostly all the work required to plan and coordinate a mission, and it talks a lot about the geopolitical events of the day. So I thought it was very interesting, because the book that I'm writing is a spy thriller in many ways, and that's how I was writing it, is that usually the kinetic force, or, when force is taken where people are trying to kill each other, that usually doesn't happen as frequently as it shows in the movies. Most of it is boring work, kind of like when you see these guys who are cops who are staking out something, they're sitting in the car all the time, and I think spy work is a lot like that as well. And it comes down to deception and also getting an advantage over your opponent. Getting pictures of them with, back when this series went on, one of the things that was very popular is you try to get a guy in bed with a honeypot who's married, or you get him in bed with a little boy. And those are things that they could use to then blackmail them to get information to their side. So I'll talk a little bit more about that. So I watched most of the episodes are on YouTube. I think there's 2 or 3 that weren't there. But yeah, it also drives home, this series drives home, these guys are making very little money for what they have to risk. And the cavalier attitude that the government officials have about these people's lives, it's kind of tragic, and I think that's still the same today. Governments will throw away your life without even giving it a second thought. I remember in one of the series, the Prime Minister of England, they were going to get some potential favor from the United States. Potential, not even a guarantee. And just a favor, like for information, which they probably, information usually obsolete by the time you get it anyways. And so they sent off this, what they call a sandbagger is their spy. That's the 007, I guess, is sandbagger. So the 00, or the sandbagger, is sent into Russia, I believe, to rescue an American spy. And of course the Americans lied and misrepresented it by some miracle. The guys who planned the mission were able to plan it in such a way that it was an unexpected entry into Russia, and they were able to get out without getting killed or caught. But it drives home that, the government was willing to throw these guys away for nothing. And it's something very important to remember is, we only have one life. And as Nathan Hale says, I regret that I have but one life to give for my country, or for whatever cause you want to call it. So make sure it counts. And each and every day, everything we put our time into is our vote for where we're throwing our life. And most of us, I think, probably, don't make the most productive use of our time. Okay, cheers. You're gonna wait, patiently wait for the squirrel. He's not coming back down anytime soon, buddy. You missed him. Muy tranquilo.
Muy tranquilos. ¡Ey! ¡No!
No es un squirrel. That's un perro. Some very pretty colors here. That blue. And this RV is always here. It's been here for several years. But the tires aren't flat, so they must use it. Flowers with that purple is very nice. Latin colors. They're not afraid to use color. This is a very nice walking area. This is one of my favorite walking areas. This is part of Chmielystok. Got a walking path up there. This area is full of alleys and side streets. So the first time you go through here, guaranteed you will get lost. No doubt. This area obviously has a very old history. Lots of history, lots of turmoil around here during the revolution and the different wars. So they'll have periodic signs, placards that will explain a little bit about the history. Half of it's missing though.
Dando la vuelta. Nada más para allá. Es que
Buen suerte. Saturday night wedding. Find markets all over the city. Some of them are good. Some of them are for the gringo tourists. All this stuff you don't need. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Oh, look at those black mass. Wow. Well, it is the Christmas season. At least it's good weather. So they fill the big bags there and haul them in and out. Another wonderful day. End of another great day. Temperature was perfect. 75 today. Nice sunny day. Well, Saturday night. Yeah, I think there's some live music at the bar near me here on the right. One I already filmed. Now, that used to be some sort of disco upstairs a long time ago. I don't know if it still is. Play that funky music right. Yeah. Is somebody missing? Well, that's not good. "12 years old. Oh my God.